What's going on, man?
What's going on, bud? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. Just getting back situated, man. Sorry about that.
Oh, hey, nothing to it, bud.
All right, man. Let's utilize our time. How long is your phone call?
15 minutes.
All right, man. Let's get to the nitty gritty, man. Let me see. I think I got a couple of questions for you. Uh, one second. Ryan was a productive member of society. Tip, just quickly tell me what was your lifestyle like prior to going to prison?
Prior to what? I'm sorry, say one more time.
Your lifestyle prior to going to prison.
Well, I mean, I own a business. I own a repossession company, probably the second largest repo company in the state. I just, back in January, well, 2023, my dad went into hospice. 2024, on New Year's Eve, I had a driver. I don't know if anybody on TikTok or what's a repo gangster, but I had a driver that got on the interstate going the wrong way, hit somebody head on, and almost killed him, and it shut my business down.
Oh man.
All of 2020, all of 2024 from there was pretty much a battle. I wound up getting on drugs, making some bad decisions, and I got into this death ring, man. Where we wasn't really stealing from, we wasn't breaking into people's homes or burglarizing homes or anything like that. We were hitting businesses like the one that's got me here now was Dobbs Equipment in Atlanta. We stole $150,000 this year from there. You know, so I took care of my mommy, down in Florida to take care of her and try to carry on the lifestyle I have for my kids, but it was the wrong way to do it. For me being on drugs, and I didn't realize it at the time. But that's where it all began.
Okay. When did you start using drugs? Um.
I started right after that wreck in 2024. About February 2024 is when I started getting into drugs.
Okay. And
So
what
between my
was your?
dad going,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
just between my dad going into hospice and that wreck that happened where my driver almost killed somebody on the interstate, and I lost my business, that kind of set me over the edge.
Okay. And what was your drug of choice?
Cocaine or methamphetamine was my drug of choice.
Okay. And when did you realize that your drug use was getting out of control?
When I was up in Detroit at the end of 2024, I was up there, and it's when I got pulled over and I had a warrant for Cherokee County for the stuff here. I got arrested up there, and my son said, "Dad," he said, "you've always told me to be accountable." He said, "But you ain't being very accountable right now. You need to own this and give up the drugs and try to make it right and get things back on the right path." And that came from at the time, my 16-year-old son. And that's when I realized that I've got to get something going for me in my life. You
Right.
know?
Okay.
Going for me.
And then, what were some of your personal lows at that time? Like, what was something that took place where you knew it wasn't you, but that the drugs had taken over?
Just because, I mean, I've never been a thief. I never just, the drugs took, because, I mean, let's just face it, who goes out here and plans on stealing this type of equipment or thinks they have to do this to provide for their family when I was fully capable, if I could have stayed off the drug and been in my right frame of thinking, to start another business and do it again, just start from the bottom. Because I had people that would have invested in me. I had people that would have believed in me, and it's just my thoughts were my head wasn't clear.
Okay. Now, when I'm looking over some of the documentation I have, it says that you were falsely arrested on 7/4 2 2025 after attempting
Yeah, on
suicide.
seven. Yeah, I had. Yeah. So what happened was I was down. I went down to Florida to pick up my mom to come up in April to have the sister being born, and I was down in Florida. I went to get pulled over. I got a police chase. I panicked. I ran like an idiot because everything had been going crazy.
Okay, hold on. So
Anyway,
do you have your mom with you when you go on this high speed chase?
No, I did not. I was going down to Florida to pick up my mom.
Oh, okay,
My mom
okay,
was
okay,
not
okay.
with me when I did this.
All right.
Yeah, no, she was not with me. I was trying to get to her.
Gotcha.
And I made a bad decision. I tried to run because I wanted to get my mom up here to see my son born. I knew that I had more warrants that it came from a confession that I gave issued against me, and I knew I was going to go to jail, and I wanted to see my son born. Bad choice, stupid, dumb, I know, I get it. So anyways, I go to jail, I make bond, I get out. July the 4th, me and my fiance at the time, we had an argument. My mom had got a little bit sicker, and I lost it, man. I tried to kill myself. I tried to jump out of a vehicle while I was doing 70 mile an hour down the road. Finally, when it pulled over, I jumped out, grabbed the gas can, poured gas on myself. I was going to set myself on fire. And Taylor taught me to go into the hospital. And I went to the hospital. I was having a mental breakdown. I was combative. She had scratches on her where I shoved her and tried to jump out of the truck. And Officer John Hamble of the Cherokee County Sheriff's Department charged me for simple battery, family violence act. And on the warrant, if you read it closely, it says 3:30 p.m. and 3:40 p.m. at Rosebrook Circle in the city of White in the county of Cherokee. I committed defense of simple battery when I pushed her trying to jump out of the truck. And Taylor told that cop, said, hey, look, that's Bartow County, that's not Cherokee County. I'm not here to get him in trouble. I'm here to get him help. And John Hamble said the only help he needs is sitting in a Cherokee County jail cell. And instead of me getting treatment after I poured gas on myself and tried to set myself on fire, they brought me to jail instead of allowing me to get mental health treatment.
Now, were you under the influence at this time?
No, I wasn't.
So
I just had a mental breakdown.
do you have a history of mental breakdowns?
I don't really have a history of mental breakdowns, but I do have a history of mental health disorder. Yes, I do, and I wasn't on any medication at the time.
Okay. Were you supposed to be on medication?
I was supposed to be on medication, and I was not taking it. I guess I'd kind of gotten a manic mode because after I was arrested based off the confession I gave in April, the new business that I had tried to start, because when I got brought down here, I admitted to the crime. I said, yes, I stole it. I wouldn't tell on who stole it with me. I wouldn't cooperate on who all was involved. That's what got me arrested. While Taylor was giving birth to my son in labor and delivery, Cherokee County walked into the room and arrested me. And everything I had been building from January all the way up until that point, almost in May, I lost again. And when I had to make bond again, I became homeless, which was another thing that was weighing hard on me. Was I have a newborn baby, I'm homeless, I'm on the streets, I've lost my job based off my career, based off a confession that I gave, and got 4 more new charges put on me. And then when I found out my dad was getting worse and my mom was sick and me and Taylor argued, I just couldn't take it. So I snapped and tried to kill myself. I took the suicide.
Yeah. Okay. So then you get arrested for this particular charge on July 4th.
Correct. For simple battery.
Okay. But
simple battery that never occurred. Correct.
When you say it never occurred, what do you mean?
In order to, you got to intentionally hit somebody to commit battery. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't hit her. I took my seatbelt off, opened the door of the truck while she was driving 70 mile an hour, and she grabbed me, and when she did, I tried to shove off of her to try to push myself out the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was trying to beat. And that's another reason why those charges were dropped. The state of Georgia decided not to prosecute those charges and dismiss them because A, they didn't have jurisdiction over it, and B, there was nothing that said that I assaulted her because I didn't.
Gotcha. Okay. And right now you're in Cherokee County Jail.
Yes, I am.
Okay. And you've been sentenced to how much time?
I received a 20-year mandatory sentence without the possibility of parole for theft by receiving, theft by deception, forgery, and altering a VIN on a piece of equipment.
That's a lot of time for those particular charges.
Right, and my criminal history is not lengthy on theft by receiving on theft charges or anything like that. I have a previous conviction from 2019 where I was arrested in 2015 for trafficking methamphetamines in Kentucky, and I have a previous conviction from 2009. But I hadn't been in trouble in the state of Georgia since 2009.
Since 2009. Okay.
Yeah.
And so you did not make it to your child's birth.
I made it there. I made it to my child's birth, but I was arrested in the labor and delivery room.
So you didn't get to see him.
I did get to see him born, but that was it until I made bond again in June. See, so when I made bond in January on these charges, I was originally charged here in Cherokee County with theft by receiving, theft by deception, and owning, operating, conducting a chop shop. When the detectives came in, they kept playing in my mind with my son and said, "Dad, it's time for you to stand up and own it and stop the bleeding, fix it." So I gave a full confession too, because Tyler Berg of the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office, who's a detective, said, "If you do not confess to this, Mr. Henderson, here's a picture of your fiancée. Is she pregnant? Yes, sir, she is. We're going to charge her too if you don't confess to what happened." And I took all responsibility and said it was all me, cleared her, and 4 months later, off of that confession I gave, they charged me with forgery, first degree, forgery, second degree, and altering a VIN on a vehicle, which when I went to court by the magistrate, he said, "I don't understand why they took a new warrant for you. The grand jury should have indicted this."
Okay. So right now, what can people that are listening, how can they help?
I mean, right now, I just need somebody. If you feel like this time's justifiable, speak your mind on it. If you feel like it's excessive, I mean, please write a letter, email it to Mr. Butler, email it to my mom. I mean, I've got a sentence modification coming up on March the 4th here at the Cherokee County Courthouse. You know,
That's my
I'm
birthday.
not going to say that Judge Baker was wrong for what he did. The
Okay.
facts that he was given, the facts that the judge was presented from the DA. I mean, the DA painted me out to be a...
This call will be terminated in 2 minutes.
You know, but the DA didn't give the facts. You know, when the DA revoked my bond, he said I committed a new felony in Cherokee County, which was a lie. I never committed a new felony to have my bond.
Okay.
Can I call back if you don't mind? Is that okay?
You can. I got another schedule live. What I want to do is catch you some kind of way where we're yeah, just call. You can call back, bro.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
What's going on? What's up, Jerome? What's going on, man? Everybody in here. What's good, Kendrick Lamar? So he's gonna come with another phone call. But later on, I'm gonna be hopping on with the black man from Macon. We're gonna chop it up. I might try to catch Mike, aka Lil Stupid Shot, who just came home from Washington State Prison. Right now we're talking to Mr. Henderson. Mr. Henderson has been sentenced to 35 to 20. Let's see.
This is a call from
Crash.
an inmate at the Cherokee County Jail, Georgia, carried by Consolidated Telecom. Three-way or call waiting is not allowed and may automatically disconnect this call. This call is subject to monitoring and recording. If you are an attorney or designated legal counsel, contact inmatesales.com at 702
Yeah, he took a plea.
3938 to have your number.
So ain't no
set to
appeal.
not
He took a
record.
plea.
Please select from the following options. If you consent to this call being recorded, your call has been accepted.
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah. You know, it's like this, Mr. Butler. This is the way I see it. You know, Georgia prides itself on rehabilitation before incarceration, right?
Right.
And I was at a hospital that I poured gas on myself and tried to kill myself. I was trying to get that rehabilitation, and then I had a cop take a warrant on an affidavit, lie on the affidavit, say I committed a crime in a county that I didn't commit a crime in, or didn't even commit a crime, period, on, to have me brought to jail to prevent me from getting that rehabilitation. And then when I go to court to try to get my bond reinstated, I have a DA say, hey, no, let's don't give him my bond because he committed a new felony offense in Cherokee County, and I've got documentation where that was a lie, and I didn't do that. There's never been and then when I asked for rehabilitation, they said, well, you can rehabilitate yourself in the prison system for the next 20 years without the possibility of parole. And now I got to go to a place where I got to fight for the rest of my life because I made some dumb choices when I was under the influence of narcotics.
Right.
Because I had a mental break.
When you say you think you're going to have to fight for the rest of your life, what do you mean by that? So people can understand where your mind is.
There's people every day dying in the Georgia Department of Corrections, and because of my time, this sends me to the camps where these people are at.
Right.
I could leave tonight to go to Jackson. My time is up. I'm waiting to go to Jackson for diagnosis. I could leave tonight to go there. Somebody just died there not too long ago. I could go to Washington State Prison where people goes because of my time. It makes me a level 5 close security inmate. And I just don't feel like it's fair.
Right.
I don't feel like it's fair that I just have to go to these places to where I'm gonna have to every day fight for my life because of a stolen piece of equipment that I admitted that I stole. I didn't deny it.
Yeah. What do you think would have happened if you had? What do you think would have happened if you'd have crunked the jury trial up?
If I hadn't gave a conviction or went to jury trial, I'd have probably won. If I'd have let them arrest my fiance, who was 7.5 months pregnant at the time, and kept my mouth shut, not gave a confession, and went to jury trial, I'd have probably won because I had one of the best attorneys in the state of Georgia that would have represented me on it.
Right. And you paid this attorney. You paid this attorney. How much did you pay him?
I paid him $35,000 and wound up with 20 years.
That's a bomb deal, bro.
It was pretty much everything I had left. And here we are, and I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't really know what people can do. I just know that my lawyer, I spoke to him after I spoke to you today, and he says, look, he's like, Cody, get people to look at your TikTok and see how everything changed. Look at how you did do good in the community. You wasn't just out here robbing it. You had a drug problem. You made a mistake. You can look at the picture on WSB News that the DA here in Cherokee County used for re-election and see my mugshot and see that day that mugshot was taken was the day I poured gas on myself and tried to kill myself.
Oh, okay. So this is the picture which you got the orange jumpsuit on?
Yeah, the orange jumpsuit with the hair all crazy and everything.
Yeah.
And the black under the eyes. That was taken on July 4th, the day I tried to kill myself, when I went to Northside Hospital and was asking for help and mental health treatment. And John Hamble took the warrant on me. Instead of me being able to get mental health treatment, I was brought to Cherokee County Jail, thrown in a cell, put in a turtle suit for 24 hours, and then booked in, and that was what I looked like.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So the people that are listening understand what's going on. What's the condition of Cherokee County? It's pretty cool there, right?
It's a real cool jail. It's a laid-back jail. The staff is nice. I'm not going to say the staff is great, but it's probably one of the safest and best facilities you can be in as far as that goes,
Okay. And what are some of the things that you've heard about Jackson?
I know 2 weeks ago there was people somebody just got stabbed down there. I hear all the time that There's people dying. There's no control. On Friday, they throw a padlock on the doors to the cell houses, and you're locked in till Monday. They unlock the padlock, they put some trays in, and they lock it back. It's not a safe place. It's not a nice place. It's not a place you want to be. And if you ain't never done time before, it's or you're not affiliated, it's probably not somewhere you want to be. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's guys in my cell right now that's waiting to go to Jackson, and they're terrified to go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say no name. My bunkie I had before, he tried himself to sleep, came behind to go to prison. Yeah. I've had a couple other bunkies that they don't want to go. They don't want no part of Jackson. They're scared to death to go down there right now.
Okay. Do you have some affiliation?
Yeah, I do have affiliations, but not in this state. I was a member of a motorcycle organization from another state. I have been since 2009.
Okay. What about affiliation behind the walls?
Behind the walls, no. I don't have no affiliation behind the walls here in Georgia whatsoever. No, I would be considered a civilian here in the state of Georgia.
How dangerous is that for people who don't know?
It's dangerous. It's not something you really want to be. A lot of people who are not affiliated right now that's going behind the walls, they're getting extorted. As soon as you walk in there, they're pulling a knife on you. They're telling you, hey, look, you're either going to get a cash out and pay this money, or you're going to have some bad consequences. That's kind of what it's like right now in Georgia Penitentiary.
Okay, so I've seen some of your pictures. You got a nice little size on you. You don't seem like a pushover to me. How are you preparing yourself to survive?
How am I what?
How are you preparing yourself to survive?
Mentally, I just stay prayed up, man. I just stay prayed up. I work out. I eat healthy. Thank God for my mama. I know sometimes I feel like my mama starves herself so I can make commissary, just to have that extra protein to eat and keep size on me, because it's going to be imperative that I have that size when I go to Jackson.
Right.
But, I mean, a lot of the ways that I'm preparing myself, I'm going to be honest with you, if it wasn't for the Bible and it wasn't for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I'd probably be swinging from the rafters by my neck, because it's not something I want to go do again.
Right.
And it's also not something that I feel like I should have to go do for the next 20 years, when I can sit here and see sex offenders get. And I'm not trying to condemn them, but if you can tell me it's okay to mess with a kid or have pictures of a naked child and you only get 5 years, but because I have a history of drug trafficking from 2015 and I have a history of theft from 2009, I should go through 20 without parole because I wasn't telling everybody involved. I don't think that's fair.
Okay. So some kind of way we gotta. I'll talk to your mom later on off air, man, and see what we can get done so the people can either write or I don't know, sign a petition. You say you got a sentence. What was it? The sentence thing you said you have coming up?
I have a sentence modification coming up.
Now for people who don't understand, explain what that is.
So a sentence modification is where, by the grace of God, I had an attorney take on my case after I was sentenced for free, because he felt like my sentence was excessive, and petitioned the court for a chance to modify my sentence. His name is Attorney Jeff Williams out of Canton, Georgia.
Okay.
And what should have costed me $20,000 to have done, he took on for free, because he says at the end of the day, it's not always about making money; it's about doing the right thing. So he filed a petition for Judge Baker to modify my sentence. But the key thing to having this sentence modified is we can have people speak up and say how they truly feel. And if people feel like it's justifiable, then that's fine. If they feel like it's an injustice, then speak your mind on it, for free. I mean, honestly, whether it be me or your loved one, I mean, just because your loved one won't always play by their rules, so the loved one goes spend 20 years without parole in prison for something petty where he's going to fight for his life. It's just what I have for the people on air right now. Back in the day, prison system, you might see 4 or 5 deaths a year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing 4 or 5 a week.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. That's
you
the
know,
one.
from the early 2000s all the way up to 2010, 2011, they might have been 4 a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're having 4 a week. You're having people taking over prisons, going in like at Washington, where they took over the prison, got into the visitation room. Like, there's no structure there no more. You know?
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I don't think because I had a drug problem and I made bad choices and I did everything there at the end to try to go. And that's another thing too is when I was at that hospital trying to go check myself into a mental health facility for rehab and for mental health sickness, and it was denied to me. That right there, A, I gave a confession and I owned up to what I did wrong. B, I went and tried to get help. So why send me to prison for 20 years? Why throw away the key?
I don't know, man. Do you think that lawyer owes you something?
Do what?
Do you think that lawyer owes you something?
Oh, the one I paid $35,000 to?
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing for me. He walked into court. This is what the attorney J-App did for me. He walked me into a courtroom. Well, at first he come back in the holding tanks and saw me, and he said, Cody, the DA wants to give you 20 years, serve 10 years without parole. He said, but I don't think you should take that. I think we should go for a non-negotiated plea. I said, okay, Jay, what does that mean? He says, it means we're going to ask for 5 years. The DA is going to ask for 10 years, and we're going to hope that the judge gives you somewhere between 5 and 8. I said, so you think I should do that? He said, yes, that's what I think you should do. I can't tell you what to do, but if I was you, that's what I would do. And so that's what I did. And then after I got sentenced, I looked at my lawyer and I said, what just happened? He said, well, you just got 20 years without parole. I said, Jay, you said there was a cap. He said, no, I told you to take the deal. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're not Young Thug or part of YSL or P. Diddy, don't hire that man. Because all he's gonna do is take your money and make you look like an idiot. And then after I got 20 years without parole, I said, Jay, can you please help me appeal this, withdraw my plea? He said, there's nothing I can do, and he walked out and I ain't heard from him since.
Now that's gangster. That is gangster, bro. That's cold-blooded. Hey, man. Like I said, man, any way that we can help, man, whenever you feel like it, man, you can call in. But we're gonna try to get a tad bit more organized because we've got the information out there. I think that if it's more structured and we have.
The call will be terminated in 2 minutes.
All right. So before the phone hangs up, man, do you have anything to say to the people, man, so they understand they're dealing with a human being and not an animal, bro?
Yeah, guys, I just want you to sit back and think. We all make mistakes. We all make bad choices. But does it really mean that we should spend the rest of our lives inside of a cage where luckily here you're treated decently, but when you get to prison, you got to worry about if you're going to wake up the next morning or you got to worry about if your family's ever going to see you again, you know?
Yeah.
Like, my dad's in hospice, and I don't even get a chance to kiss him on his forehead and tell him bye, you know? And I don't know if I'm ever going to hold my mother again. You know, she has pancreatic cancer and lupus, and I don't know if I'm ever going to hold my mother again.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a hard pill to swallow. So anybody that wants to get behind me and write a letter and say, hey, maybe.
This call will be terminated in 1 minute.
Man, I really appreciate anything I can get going from the community. I just want to speak out on it, you know?
All right, bro. We'll talk tomorrow, man. I'm gonna give your mom a call, man, and see what we can do, and we'll get organized. Hey, man, keep your head up, bro. It gets better, man.
Yes, sir, I will.
All right, bro.
All right, you too. Thank you, man.
All right.
All right, bro.
All right, man. Y'all heard it. That brother he's been done bad, man. He paid $35,000 cash. This is a picture of him right here. He's got a lot of time, and he pleaded out to it, bro. So I don't know, but I don't have a solution. I'm gonna log off now, but my little brother in Jackson right now took a 3-year plea last month. No heart mode. What's going on, bro? Hey, I'm about to I got the not the white man, the black man on standby. He waiting on me now. So we about to go live, man. We're gonna be up. I'm gonna grab me a cup of coffee. And I hope I did all right. No, you did good, bro. I'm gonna grab me a cup of coffee, man, and we about to log on now, man. We out, but we'll be right back. After these messages, we'll be right back.